Welcome back to your English language class, students. In my previous videos, I was discussing the topic of voice. I hope you have watched the previous videos. If you have not, I'd urge you to check them out for a more sound conception of today's work. You will find the links of the previous videos in the description as well. Today I'm going to discuss the transformation of sentences from one voice to another. I'll be explaining voice change in interrogative sentences, sentences with modals used in them, imperative sentences, and how infinitives are used in passive structures. So let's begin with today's work with interrogative sentences. Students, we know that interrogative sentences are of two types. Those that begin with WH questions and those that are yes-no questions. That is, questions for which we expect answers in yes or no. So how will we be transforming sentences from active to passive in these sentences? Let us take a look at the examples that are given over here. Now, the manner in which I have discussed these sentences is probably the simplest way to approach this. If you know anything simpler than this, then do write in the comment box. I'll surely make a video on that as well. Now, let us see this sentence. Where did you keep the book? So, the word where is the WH question word. Did is the auxiliary verb. You is the subject. Keep, we know, is the main verb. And the book is the object. So, if you recollect what we did in the previous classes, we had seen that the object of the active voice sentence becomes the subject in the passive voice, and the subject of the active voice becomes the by agent in the passive voice. If I keep that in mind, then I can see that the WH question word is going to be placed in the same position. The object of active voice becomes the subject of passive voice. The subject of the active voice becomes the by agent in the passive sentence. Auxiliary verb did changes to the be verb. Did is in past tense. Therefore, the be verb in past tense will be was. The main verb keep will change into the past participle form of the word keep, and we are going to write kept. Why? Kept is the past participle of keep. So, we get the question in the passive voice as where was the book kept by you? So, this was an example of a transformation of a WH question from active to passive form. Now, let us see how we can convert a yes-no question from active to passive. Take a look at this sentence. Have you taken the pill? In which the word have is the yes-no question word. It is through this word we are asking a question to which we expect an answer in yes or no. You is the subject. Taken is the main verb. It's the perfect tense of take, and the pill is the object. So, by the rules for the conversion of active to passive, we know that the object of the active voice will become the subject of the passive voice, and the subject of the active voice will become the by agent. So, let us place these words over here. Now, here question word was have. Why? Because it had to agree with the subject. Second person singular pronoun you. We know that with the word you, we always use have. But in this case, the subject is the pill, which is a singular noun. In order to write a question word which will agree with the subject, the pill, has. Has the pill. Have taken will become in taken, which is the participle form of the verb take by you. This is our yes/no question in passive voice. Has the pill been taken by you? A quick recap on this point. Have taken or has taken is the present perfect tense of take. Here we have used have taken. So this is a present perfect tense of the verb take. Have taken or has taken in the passive structure will become have been taken or has been taken. So that is what has become over here. We have written has the pill been taken by you. Has is written over here because the subject is singular. Next, let's take a look at sentences with modals. He may write the report today. So he is the subject, may is the modal, write is the main verb, the report is the object. So going by the rules for the transformation, going by the rules of conversion from active to passive, we know that the object of the active voice becomes the subject in the passive voice and the subject of the active voice becomes the by agent in it. So what is going to be the subject of the passive sentence? The report. What will be the by agent? He is the subject. In the subjective position, we use the pronoun he. But the same word, when it takes up the by agent position, we write him. So the report and him. Next comes the modal. Modal remains unchanged. The modal remains unchanged. And write, the main verb, will become the be verb plus the past participle form of write. So it will be written. I worked out another example on the board. He must see a doctor soon. So he is the subject, must is the modal, see is the main verb, a doctor is the object, and by the same rules of the conversion, a doctor has become the subject in the passive voice. He has become by him as the by agent. The modal must remains the same, it remains unchanged, and the main verb see becomes be verb plus the past participle form of see. So the passive sentence that we get with modals is a doctor must be seen by him soon. Now let's take a look at this imperative sentence. Turn on the light. So this is also an active voice sentence, and if we want to change it into the passive voice, we know that the light, which is the object, will become the subject. Okay, so this will be the subject. But what about the by agent? Because we knew that the subject of the active sentence becomes the by agent in the passive sentence. There is no subject over here. If you remember, in imperative sentences, we don't write the subject. It is implied that you is the subject. And if you is the subject, again, the by agent is also implied by you. Now, if the word you has not been mentioned in the active voice, you need not mention by you in the passive voice also. It is implied, as I said. The verb turn on is a phrasal verb, and how does it change? It will become be turned on. But does the sentence still look complete? No, it is not. Because for imperative sentences, when imperative sentences from active voice are converted into passive voice, the word let is added in the beginning. Hence, a passive imperative sentence will look like let the light be turned on. I have explained another another pair of imperative sentences on the board. Open the door. Again, you is implied. So the passive structure for this sentence would be, let the door be opened, be verb plus past participle, let the door be opened by you. Because it is implied, here also we may omit the by agent, by you. So the first thing that we learn over here is that commands in passive sentences are started with the word let. Now other structures, other imperative structures can be written with requested, directed, instructed, turned, and so on. I've written an example over here, the same example which I had given earlier. Turn on the light, in which the word you is implied. So if I want to make use of one of these words, the passive structure would look like, you are told to turn on the light. So you is the subject, are told becomes the instruction here, and to turn on the light, in this case turn on over here was the phrasal verb and the word turn was the verb in it. So this verb turns into an infinitive in this case. Thus we see that in the case of an imperative sentence, often the verb turns into an infinitive with the conversion from active to passive sentence. Now I come to the last part of today's work, that is the infinitives in passive structures. Okay, so Ravi wanted to inform me about the match. In this case, to inform is an infinitive. To inform is an infinitive. Now what is the structure of this infinitive over here? To plus inform is in its base form. Okay. Now when an infinitive changes into the passive form, there is a change in the structure. It becomes to plus be plus the past participle of the main verb. So the base form which was attached to the main verb in active sentence, the base form goes to the be verb. I repeat, in the active sentence, the main verb was in the base form. But in the passive sentence, the be verb is written in the base form. And what happens to the main verb? The main verb changes into past participle. Okay. So what do we get as the answer for this passive sentence? Ravi wanted me to be informed about the match. Okay. So be is in the base form and informed is the past participle form of inform, which is the main verb. Another set of example that has been worked out over here is, the teacher wanted to tell me about the test. So to tell is the infinitive here. The structure of this infinitive is to plus base form of the verb. So that is tell. Tell is the base form of the verb. In the passive form, the infinitive will become to be told. So be is going to take the base form and told will represent the past participle form of the main verb tell. So what do we get in the sentence? The teacher wanted me to be told about the test. To be over here, as I said, is the base form and told is the past participle of the main verb tell. With this, I come to the end of this topic. I hope you found these lessons useful. Go back on the videos, watch them, work out plenty of exercises. You'll master this topic in no time. Bye for today. Have a great day.